have to be willing to take that risk.
Hey.
Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I'm Deuce. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video, man. So today's video is about the reality of owning a brand. I'm gonna speak for clothing brand owners because that's what I am, but I'm sure this goes for a lot of, entrepreneurs. So first things first, let's get into the video. Number one, a lot of people don't say this, but you do not have to be super creative to make a brand. And that's just keeping it a bean. Like, you do not have to be super creative. You have a lot of like graphic designers and people that do this for a living. They make designs for a living for people that aren't creative. I've bought 2 designs, I think, or 3 designs, or I have somebody put my idea into I have people put my idea into life. So you don't have to be super creative. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, thinking like I have to have a fashion sense. And of course you got to have some fashion sense, but you don't have to be like overly creative. Streetwear is always being revamped every day. You can, find inspiration in something that was in the past and revamp it. Everybody is putting on touches to something that's old. So I would definitely say you do not have to be super creative to make a brand. Number 2, knowing the details is something that you need to know. So when I say details, like different type of materials, different type of like DTG, screen printing, embroidery, stuff like that, I feel like you should know that because you have to make a mock-up and everybody can't do everything for you. If you want to make a brand, you should know the basic details and then go up from there. Just watch, simple YouTube videos. But I would say know all the details because when you talk to your manufacturer, you're going to need to tell them everything. Otherwise, they're going to go the cheapest route, and cheapest route normally is the worst route. Number 3, speaking of manufacturers, we're going to say communication with manufacturers is a key. But the reality of it is you can give them a deadline. You can send them the money, send them part of the money, because never send them full money up front. You can send them part of the money and they can still delay your shipment. That's what happened to us, our first job. He delayed the shipment by a week, then US Customs held it for another week. So I would say be precise with your communication with your manufacturers, bro. But reality is it's probably still not gonna go your way regardless. So you have to be prepared to embrace that with your customers and with yourself. Because with me, I was going through it, man. I'm not gonna even lie, I was going through it. 4, it is a difference. It is a difference if you're an influencer and if you're not. We're not influencers, so of course we're not gonna have 10K followers. Now, gladly by the grace of God, we sold out first drop. But people need to stop looking at influencers that already have 100K and then make a brand and then look at what they're doing, right? Like, you're not an influencer. You don't have their route. So look at somebody that started from zero. Now, it might be a lot of YouTube videos that people talk about making it from scratch, and they either had a lot of money or they had influence. But really try to find somebody. I would say even me. I don't have a lot of money, boy. If you know, I don't. But anyways, like look at somebody who started from scratch. Because if you look at an influencer, you're not gonna be on that type of time. You don't have 100K followers like they do. You don't have 100K dollars like they do. So stop comparing yourself to influencers when you're not one. I would say, going off on not having a lot of money, making a good brand will swallow a lot of your money. Like, that's just, like I said, keeping it being. A good brand will swallow a lot of your money. Like, all the money I had went into the brand, and that goes for everybody. Because you have to have samples, you have to have pay your manufacturer and split. Those 2 right there, just that costs a lot off of rip. Then you got to pay for ads. If you don't have influence, like we talked about, you have to pay for ads and you have to pay designers. So it's a lot that goes into it, and you have to embrace and already know that the money you have is gonna be gone, but you have to think about it as an investment, of course. Like, this money's gone. We put $400 into the brand. We made almost $3,000 back. So it's like give or take, but you have to be willing to take that risk. Everybody says that. You got to be willing to take that risk, bro. Next one, time is money, right? So we need to do whatever we can to save as much time as we can. So, story, we did a local delivery for our first drop. we were driving around the city. We had to split into two cars, driving around the city for hours, trying to get these packages delivered to people. When instead we should have just took them to the post office, or shorten the radius, so like make it a 5 mile radius. If you're within 5 miles, we deliver it to you. We were going from Mansfield to Cedar Hill to DeSoto to Midlothian to Arlington. No, just save your time, because that time we was doing that, we still have orders we need to ship out. So I would say just time is money, bro. Like whatever you can, try to save as much time as you can. Next tip, bro. Rep your brand. I keep these with me everywhere. Rep your brand, bro, because if you're scared to rep your brand, if you're not confident in repping your brand, why would somebody else be confident? Like, that's like, if you don't love yourself, why should somebody else love you? Like, you have to be confident in whatever you put out. And if you're not confident, that means you need to go back to the drawing board, because that means you don't like what you put out. So I would say be confident in what you do, everything you do, and know that you're going to make lessons. It's lessons on everything you do. So like when I look back to when we first started, I cringe, but it was a lesson on everything we had up to this point. So I would say rep out your brand and embrace the failures and the lessons, bro. Because if you don't rep out what you have, nobody else will. And that goes on to the next point. You have friends. Okay, we get that. A lot of people will not support until they see you're successful. So your friends don't owe you a thing, bro. That's real. Your friends won't support. Most of them won't support until they see you're successful, right? And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. So you have to like consistently put your head down, because think about it. You're not selling to your friends down the block in reality. You're trying to sell to people on TikTok, trying to sell to people on Instagram around the world, because they keep coming back, right? Your friends, they might not have the most money. That's what it is. They might not have the most money, and when they buy something, they might be a one-time buy, and that's it. So if you're building customers, you're trying to build customers around the world, bro. But like I say in the last video, get as many people as you can from your community and then expand, right? The real one's gonna support. That's it. The real one's gonna support, and then it expands from there. But if not, then you have to market, just everybody around the world. Last tip, man. This is on all caps. Marketing is everything, bro. Marketing is everything, right? Marketing can get you a bad product and have it blow up, right? So I watched a video today on TikTok, and it was like, so you can have a luxury piece and you have it with a background in the hood. That doesn't show the justice of the piece, right? You have a luxury piece and you put in an all white gallery background. Now that shows it some justice. I think Virgil said that.
Like I'm designing this candle, right? Or like the student or the classroom is this. Like if I put this candle in an all white gallery space, it looks like a piece of art. If I put it on like in a garage, it looks like a piece of trash. Like someone would throw it away. It's dented. And I think I often use this analogy in design. I could either design the candle and spend a lot of time like telling you about the candle, or I could just design the room that it sits in.
So it's about thinking deeper than just TikTok. And it took me a long time to realize that, right? It's different strategies. It's thinking deeper than the base level, because if you really want to make or establish yourself, you have to do what other people won't. I know what time it is. It's time to get into the word, man. Today's word is Genesis 37, verse 10. This time he told the dream to his father, as well as to his brothers, but his father scolded him. What kind of dream is that? He asked. Will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow to the ground before you? But while his brothers were jealous of Joseph, his father wondered what the dream meant. I picked this because when I went to church last Sunday, they were saying don't be afraid to dream. Even as a kid, all the way up. Like I have my dream of building my brands up, building multiple brands and traveling the world. God give you these dreams for a reason. And so you not acting on them is saying that you're not confident in what the Lord is giving you. So this was to say that live out your dreams, man. Work hard for what you want. Some people want to build spaceships. Work hard for that. Work hard for whatever you want, and don't let anybody tell you like differently. Even if it's your family, it could be your own mom. Don't let them tell you differently, man, because at the end of the day, God is giving you these dreams for a reason. So if you made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, and we out, man.